What's up, everyone, and welcome into post-show headlines. Andrew Salciunas, John Kincade, but it's not a normal post-show headlines. It's game day, Johnny. So for the first time,
love it,
real time, because we did it for the preseason as a sort of warm-up. It's the pre-game plan post-show headlines edition, and we get you ready for Eagles Cowboys tonight, Lincoln Financial Field, Johnny.
I can't wait. Opening night, anytime it's Eagles Cowboys, I'm excited, but I'm really excited tonight. Seeing the banner for the second time, a second banner. God. I never thought I'd see one in my lifetime. When I saw that, it was amazing. But tonight, it's going to be really
And you'll
special.
be there tonight, so we'll get your first-hand account on it tomorrow here on post-show headlines and also, of course, on the air itself. All right, 4 downs and then a bet.
Yes.
That's how we're doing the pregame edition of post-show headlines. So, Johnny, you have the first down question. What do we got?
Okay, let me ask something. It says, because it all starts tonight. The Chiefs went back-to-back just recently, winning Super Bowls. The first year they won the Super Bowl, they won it with their offense. The second year, they won it with their defense being significantly better than their offense. Is there any scenario you could see where this year, the 2025 Eagles, are led by their offense being dominant and their defense being along for the ride, sort of flipping the script from last year?
Honestly, I think it's harder to do it that way. I really do, because you can have a mediocre offense and score 20 points, and if your defense keeps the other team less than 20 points, you win the football game. That's how math works.
That's very good. I didn't think you were good at math either.
I don't think it would be that drastic of a flip, but maybe defense goes from 1 to 10, and passing offense goes from 30 to 15. Rushing offense, maybe not 1, but top 5. And it goes back to our conversation we had on the air today, balance. And I think not just balance of the offense, but maybe the entire team balances out, where it's kind of top 10 both sides or close to offense, maybe passing offenses in the teens. But if you can get closer together, now all of a sudden you're a total team effort.
I mean, if you went from 1 passing to 1 rushing to 30 passing, that gap of 29, what gap do you want it to be this year? Top 5 rushing.
Top 5 rushing still.
And then what? Top
teens.
Top 15 passing?
Yeah.
Then a gap of like 10.
Yeah, because look at what you did when you had that 2019 gap.
It'd be much better.
You won a Super Bowl. It would be better. So I don't think it could be completely reversed where the offense carries the defense. But if you can kind of maybe make it in the middle for both, that would be my answer.
Because the Chiefs really, I'm looking at this year. I really do think this is a year where the Eagles offense is going to more carry the day. I think we are going to see a significant drop-off in the defense.
Okay.
Now, I don't mean they're going to be terrible.
Right.
But when you go from 1 to maybe like 9 or 10.
That means 8 teams jumped you, yeah.
Yeah, I think that maybe we're going to see that kind of drop-off for this defense, where later in the year, they may be playing significantly better when they need to be. And you can win a Super Bowl that way. But I'm expecting this offense to be a top 5 offense, and I think they should be.
All right, second down question. Last year, there were a lot of games where Saquon Barkley was relatively quiet in the first half. Now, look, he may still have had like 50 yards rushing.
And then he breaks through,
But then he had like 130 in the second half. Do you expect to get Saquon Barkley tonight? Not all year. I'm talking about this game tonight against the Dallas Cowboys. The oh my God Saquon in the first half? Or second half tonight?
First half.
I agree with you.
I do too. I agree with me too. I think Saquon is going to remember. If you remember last year in the Giant game, the first Giant game, where Saquon in the first half just was like sort of taking the will out of them.
Yeah.
I think that Dallas, who last year had a real problem stopping the run, is going to have a real problem stopping the run again, because I do believe tonight. I don't know why this has been in my head. I think the Eagles are going to surprise the Cowboys a bit, and the pass is going to soften things up, and then Saquon is going to beat them up. I'm going to tell you that I think Saquon probably has a couple of runs in the first half for 10 plus.
Yeah.
So maybe it's only like 44, 48 yards in the first half, but Saquon is
prime Saquon.
Prime Saquon.
Yeah, I also think second half, if they have a nice enough lead, you do have, I don't want to say 3-headed monster, but you got the change of pace back in Will Shipley. And A.J. Dillon is a physical specimen.
Correct.
So, like, maybe the defensive front of the Cowboys is tired, and you can do a 4-minute drive with A.J. Dillon.
Remember they used to do in the days of Miles Sanders, they used to always have Miles didn't take the first drive of the third quarter.
Yep.
It was like, now it's a different offensive coordinator.
Sometimes it was Wendell Smallwood. Yes, sometimes it was Jordan Howard.
Boston Scott.
Jamal Adams.
Or whatever it was. Like, to me, I really would love to see some sort of a system evolve where they just sort of change things up. But I think Saquon will be over 100 yards in the third quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, what's third down?
Okay, is tonight going to be the beginning of step-up storylines more common or step-back storylines being more common on the Kincade and Salciunas run sheet every day?
Oh, every day.
Are we going to, like, when we're talking week to week of this season, do you think we will do more storylines this year about players that we're saying, let's talk about this guy who has stepped up out of nowhere, which is last year what we had.
Sure.
A lot of that. Or are we going to do more storylines of, boy, this guy has taken a step back?
I will go step up. However, I do believe there will be a natural step back for some players. Like, Quinyon Mitchell was the second place defensive rookie of the year. Cooper DeJean was in the top 5. Zach Bond was an all-pro.
Amazing.
Like, do I want to put the expectations of Zach Bond as all-pro every single year when I saw it once? Like, no, I don't want to do that.
But if he's still playing at a high level, I don't think we'll be able to. I don't know if my eye isn't that discerning.
Sure.
As a football guy, to be able to go, if he steps back to just not being all-pro to being a really, really great
Pro Bowler,
yeah, then I'm not going to be
able to. You're still good, right?
I won't be able to tell.
And the reason why I say step up, Ojima,
yes,
as we were told today by Andrew Pacheco, it's the correct pronunciation. Some of the other younger guys, like a Ty Robinson, getting opportunities. Jahad Campbell, he's a rookie who a lot of people thought wasn't going to start, balled out in camp, got to the point where he cannot be on the sideline, so he's going to step up, especially with the absence of
They never even thought he'd be healthy.
Right, exactly.
At the beginning of camp. It's been incredible with him.
Right, and then like maybe Sidney Brown steps up with the absence of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson now, or it's Drew Makuba eventually steps up over Sidney Brown. So I think more step up from some of these key role guys.
If it's a step up year, the sky's the absolute limit for what their record could be and everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect big steps back for the veteran players.
Right.
So that's a great thing.
Fourth down question.
Yes.
Regardless of how a game goes, you can win 40-0. There's going to be moments where you're pulling your hair out.
Yes.
So who will be the player that we're coming in tomorrow morning? Like, dude, that game for him last night was ridiculous. But who's also maybe we spend a few minutes tomorrow, despite it being a fun victory Friday, where we go, geez, that guy was driving me nuts today.
Well,
I'm going to tell you Sidney Brown's going to be the guy that drives me nuts.
I'm afraid that it's going to be Adoree.
Okay, so same side.
I'm afraid that it's going to be that it's going to be that he's just constantly picked on. That last year, they didn't like throwing in the way of Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Dak tonight, a veteran quarterback who knows his way around, is just going to say, I'm not throwing his way.
Right.
And so it's going to make Adoree Jackson look worse.
Sure.
Than just because of the fact is it might just be receptions.
Right.
That are not bad plays.
Right.
But it's just going to be receptions that make it look like he's had a cosmetically bad night because they're just not going to challenge Quinyon Mitchell.
I say Sidney Brown just because
you're thinking the over-aggressiveness?
Yes, and tonight you can see it. And this is any player, but Sidney Brown is known for always kind of going a little bit too far.
Sure.
It's Eagles-Cowboys.
Right.
It's the first game. He's getting the start, so the adrenaline's going to be pumping. It's banner night, even though they didn't know what's happening.
No.
Like, I think there's going to be a lot of adrenaline going, and sometimes for a guy who is already high on adrenaline, high on life, maybe there's a dumb personal foul, or maybe there's a bad missed tackle because he went in like a missile and missed. So that might be the guy where at some point I go, oh, geez, and that could lead to the Drew Makuba conversation down the road. Now, what about the positive side?
Positive side, I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts in the passing game. I think people are going to come in tomorrow and go, wow, Jalen Hurts looks like he's picked up where he left off.
Sure. He's
passing the ball, and he's very, very confident. And I may have to say, wow, Kevin Patullo, it was worth the 18-year wait
Yeah.
for him to be an offensive play caller.
All right, love that. I'll go Jalen Carter on defense. Wow, what a shock. But look, I'm worried about the edge rush depth.
Sure we are.
I have not.
It may not show tonight.
Right, it might not. But I might need a couple Jalen Carter in the young and inexperienced interior defensive line. Andrew Pacheco is telling us that that's the matchup he's going to be watching the most. Jalen Carter beats the best interior offensive lines. Imagine one that's kind of weak, and you want to talk about adrenaline and getting going after it. I think Jalen Carter's the guy we're celebrating tomorrow. All right, lastly, do you have a bet? Because I have, John, a string of bets.
Oh, wow.
I made the stop.
I got a few. I like that you made the stop.
I made the stop. I did it yesterday because I know it's going to be a madhouse down there today.
Well, I love the BetParks app. I love using my BetParks app. In fact, I slid on one of them.
Oh, yeah?
I slid on the BetParks app. I slid that, which I love being able to take the point spread and moving it. And I said, wait a minute here. Because earlier in the week, it was 6.5. Mm-hmm. And when it was 6.5, I said, wait a minute here. This is ridiculous. So I moved it sort of like that cliffhangers game on Price is Right. I moved it 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5. I moved it to birds minus 12.5.
That's it.
Slid that slider over. That's where I got chesty enough.
Dude.
I stopped at 12.5, but I moved it to birds minus 12.5. That was one of my wagers. I took Jalen Hurts over 220.5 yards passing. Jalen Hurts for over 1.5 touchdowns. 1.5 touchdowns.
Total, so passing or him running in himself.
And Dak for over a half interception.
Oh, wow, that's a very pro-Eagle parlay. I love it. All right. I did slide my Eagles spread backward.
You went back?
I like the insurance. I'm doing a parlay, so I'm going to get a nice payout.
Okay, regardless.
So I like to, I like to give myself a little insurance. So a $10 bet here would win you around $240.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay. Eagles 6.5.
Okay.
Devontae over 53.5.
So it was 7.5 when you did it, so you slid
I moved it down 1
Okay.
point. Yep.
See, I did it when it was 6.5 and moved it and then slid it all up and took a value there. Okay.
6.5.
I like that move. I like that move on a parlay.
Insurance.
Getting it below 7? Absolutely.
Insurance. Devontae over 53.5 receiving yards. A.J. Brown over 4.5 receptions.
See, I love that.
The slant route, it should be there all game. Dallas Goedert. This is a for me bet because you know how much I wanted Goddard back.
You did.
3+ receptions. So I didn't do the 3.5. I brought it down a half. 3+ receptions. And then I do have 2 Dallas-related bets that I know you pick on me for. Dak over 248.5.
I think that's an easy. No.
They're going to be trailing. They're going to be throwing.
That's a smart bet.
And then who is he going to throw to? CeeDee Lamb over 71.5 yards.
I think Dak 248. That's an easy one.
I think that's low.
I think that's a win.
So $10 bet.
What's the other one?
CD over 71.5 receiving yards. I think they move.
I'm not sure I like that one.
All right.
I'm not sure I like that one, but I like the other one.
I will lose the $10 for the sake of CeeDee Lamb having a bad game.
Hey, Birds win the opener.
Yep.
We'll be back to talk about it tomorrow on post.
Oh yeah, our predictions that we did on the air.
Wait a minute, Birds win the opener. Did I say lose the opener?
No, you said win.
Oh, okay, good. Just want to make sure.
I said, what did I say? 33-24. So the Eagles cover the 7.5. What was your score?
Eagles win. Eagles will win 34-20.
All right.
They're going to win and cover.
And we celebrate tomorrow on Post Show Headlines post-game edition. Everybody have a great time tonight. Enjoy yourselves. Go
safely.
Birds. Yeah.
Wake up early with us, though.
Yeah, I'm sure some will sleep in. But wake up early with us. Talk to you tomorrow.